Hi students, my name is Chemistry Zachary and I will be one of your teachers for this school year. I am so happy that we're having our first day at Woodridge Fine Arts Magnet Academy. Today, my job is that I'm going to read you a story. This story is one of my most favorite stories in the entire world, and I love to read this story to my students on the very first day of school. This story is entitled, "Oh, How I Wish I Could Read." It's about this little boy that wakes up one day and realizes, hey, I don't know how to read anymore. So we're going to read this story. I hope you enjoy it. It is written by John Guile and it is illustrated by Frank Ferrilio. So let's listen. I awoke with a yell and sat straight up in bed, full of fear, wild worries, and trouble and dread. Was it just a bad dream, or was what I feared true? Was reading a feat only others could do? In my dream, I was walking alone on the street and decided to sit down and put up my feet. I discovered too late what wet paint sign said when the bench left my side a bright shade of red. Then I saw the cutest puppy and wanted to pet it. I love puppies too. A sign tried to warn me I'd better forget it. But the words on the gate meant nothing to me till a pack of wild dogs chased me right up a tree. I continued along on my readingless way, having no way to know what which sign had to say. I wished I could read, 'cause then I could know when danger signs warned me where I shouldn't go. A sign said no crossing, but I didn't heed it because in my dream I had no way to read it. So I stepped off the sidewalk and oh, what a fuss! I was nearly run down by two cars and a bus. I heard honking and beeping, cars squealing and shrieking, cars crashing and smashing and scraping and screeching. The drivers were angry. One yelled and all agreed, "What's the matter with you? You should learn how to read." I jumped from the street and ran away fast, but worried about each sign that I passed. And above and beside and behind and below were instructions and warnings I needed to know. In my readingless dream, I felt angry and sad, as if I had lost a best friend, and I had. I was lost and alone and afraid as can be of the readingless troubles still waiting for me. I wondered and wondered what words I saw meant. Then got stuck in the muck near a sign, wet cement. So I took off my shoes and sat down to clean them. Two signs blocked my way, but I sat down between them. They said poison ivy, but I didn't know. Till an itchy red rash grew all over my toes. When I headed for home to get medication, I went from a bad to a worse situation. I opened the cupboard to look for toe ointment, but all that I found there was more disappointment. Each bottle and tube on the shelf had a label. I needed to read, but I wasn't able. I itched and I twitched. How I wished I could read! My toe was on fire from that poisonous weed. Just then I woke up from my readingless dream when my cat nipped my toe and I let out a scream. I threw back the covers and I jumped to the floor and I ran to my shelf where my books were before. Could I tell a B from a T or a Z, or were letters just lines on the paper to me? My books told my story as storybooks do. My dream was a nightmare, completely untrue. At last it was over. At last I was freed from the night when I wished, how I wished I could read. Oh my, that was such a beautiful story. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed me reading this story to you. And I enjoyed reading it so much to you. And I hope that you learn from this story on how important it is to read. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.